But let's make this track, I'm not Kanye West. Or should we make LeBron James?
Kanye West.
All right.
Before Sheck Wes would have a guest appearance on No Bystanders with Travis Scott and Juice WRLD and release his singles Do That, Chippy Chippy, and the banger Mo Bamba.
My rule is you can't leave high school without a song about you if you're a good basketball player.
Before Sheck Wes would model Baja East at New York Fashion Week and Yeezy Season 3 at Madison Square Gardens.
I skipped the playoff game, to go to Madison Square Garden Yeezy Season 3. You feel me? So.
How mad was your coach, yo?
He was pissed off.
Before Sheck Wes was signed to Kanye West's Good Music and Travis Scott's Cactus Jack Records, in addition to being under Interscope, and released his mixtape Mudboy on October 5th, 2018. What an amazing story this guy has, and what a banger he's put out, grabbing the world's gaze with his track Mo Bamba. Now, Sheck Wes is a rapper hailing from Harlem, New York City, and since a young age, he's been grinding it out in the music scene, all while juggling a split love between basketball and fashion. He's also spent a considerable amount of time living in places like Millwaukee, and he did a short stint in Africa, where when he was there, well, they took away his passport and he thought he was never gonna get it back. And trust me, this place, well, it was a far stretch from him performing on stage with A-listers like Drake.
Family visits, see my family, and I had to sit with this religious leader every day, go to school type shit.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Sheck Wes prior to fame, here for you, of course, and before they're famous. Now, this video was brought to you by our good friends over at Candy Pens. Now, we've done a few other rapper profiles recently, including updates on Lil Wayne and Young M.A., and you guys requested this video via my personal Instagram at McCruddenN. Be sure to let me know who's next there, or in the comments down below. Now let's get into good old Sheck Wes. I hope he watches this. I'm finding out that all the stars watch these videos. Very strange to me. Hey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Sheck Wes was born, now I'm not even gonna try and pronounce his name, I'm just gonna let him say it for ya.
Sheikh.
On September 10th, 1998, in the New York City district of Harlem. Now, his parents were both immigrants from Senegal, a country on Africa's west coast. Now, Sheck's father came to America in search of a better life and worked as a tailor. Now, upon arriving in America, he reportedly helped make clothes for fashion designer Dapper Dan. His early upbringing wasn't a pleasant one. At just a year old, his family's home burnt down, forcing them to live in a shelter. His second home was also burnt down, which caused the family to relocate to public housing. Now, his parents, they would work constantly, often leaving young Sheck to take care of himself. On top of providing for their own family in New York, well, they also had to send money back to Africa to help out with their loved ones there.
I never understood why they didn't have money, why they was always sending money to Africa and shit. But it took me to go to Africa to damn.
Now, at the age of 5, Sheck relocated with his mother from the Big Apple to good old Millwaukee, Wisconsin. Sounds great. Now, the streets of New York, they offered too much temptation, and his mother wanted young Sheck as far away from these influences as possible. Now, his father would visit for Thanksgiving each year, and Sheck would visit New York every summer to hang out with his pops. Now, Sheck has not described his time in Milwaukee as being particularly enjoyable. On living in Milwaukee, Sheck stated, "Milwaukee was like jail, and in New York, I could do whatever the fuck I want. When I moved back, I was like, yes, but then I realized this shit is hard. This shit is tough." Sheck first gained an interest in music around the age of 9. He and his neighborhood buddies formed a rap group called the Mill Yorkers, as they were from Milwaukee and he was from New York. Now, he rapped by the name Kid Cudi. They shortened his first name, with him being inspired by the rapper Kid Cudi. It wasn't just that he was from New York that made him stand out. The kid had always had an interest in fashion, and he described himself as being weird. He wore Teflon boots to school, and people would fuck with him because he was bold and confident. Now, at just the age of 14, Sheck relocated back to New York City, where he was attending Norman Thomas High School. And back in the Big Apple, well, Sheck would pass his time hanging out with his buddies, playing a whole bunch of basketball.
I was modeling heavily at the time, but I had a situation where I had a playoff game and I had this fashion show and I had to make a decision.
By now, Sheck Wes was already getting into making music, but it was time spent on the basketball court that led him to earning the rap moniker, which started off first as Sheck Jesus. Speaking on this name, he stated, "I'm here to save you, I'm here to sacrifice and save the game. I've sacrificed a whole lot of shit, I've sacrificed a lot of clout, a lot of money, just to teach people that don't need all that shit, you can just do it dolo." Now, the whole Sheck thing, it's a little complicated of a story, so I'll let him explain further.
Sheck actually derives from Sheikh. Sheikh means teacher in Arabic. Okay. And I would be with a sheikh, because Dubai is a city for many sheikhs. It's actually a city founded by a big sheikh who saved West Africa, preserving Islam there, And that's what my mom named me after.
As a basketball player, Sheck showed great potential, and that probably came in handy that his local friend was none other than Mo Bamba, and he would later go on to play as a center for the Orlando Magic. Now, I think we're going to piece together before they're famous on Mo Bamba. Let us know if that's something you want to see in the comments down below. Now, Sheck began taking basketball seriously and even considered playing in college, although he never aspired to play in the NBA. Now, during his sophomore year at Thomas, apparently he led the city in assists. Now, Mo Bamba, he even spoke about his friend's skills, so let's take a quick look.
He's whack now, but he was real.
It seemed as if music and sports became a balancing act for the young Harlem native, but he also had another side interest, which was fashion. At the age of 16, he was noticed by industry pros who gave him a chance to model at Kanye West's clothing on a platform in New York City's Madison Square Gardens. This was for Yeezy Season 3, and he was alongside Lil Yachty. Now, it turns out that same day there was a crucial basketball game that Sheck had to miss so that he could go and do the fashion show. As a result, the rapper's relationship with his coach, it went sour. And soon enough, Sheck, he lost his ambition to play the sport, and he began focusing solely on his music. At the age of 17, his life took an unexpected turn when his mom, she was concerned about his time spent on the streets and the potential dangers in the lifestyle he could get caught up in, so she decided to send him home. And I'm not talking about Millwaukee, we're talking about Senegal, Africa. And her son, he would get enlightened by religious leaders. She apparently told him that he was only going for a couple days, and when he arrived in Africa, she announced that he'd be there for a couple years. That's a brutal blow. And we're gonna get into more of that story, but for now, it looks like it's getting a little smoky in here. Boom! You've all heard of Candy Pens, right? If the name doesn't ring a bell, I got a good feeling you've seen them before. Candy Pens was named Best Vaporizer of 2018 by High Times due to its combination of popular technology and flashy design. And Candy Pens, they've quickly become the go-to choice for vaping in the hip-hop and rap community. They've got co-signs from DJ Khaled, Fatboy SSE, Young M.A., Amber Rose, and A$AP Rocky. In fact, A$AP, he's got his own line known as the Flacco Jody Collection, and Amber Rose, she has her own signature line. There's also billboards of her all over Los Angeles. Girl's looking stunning. Now remember, Candy Pens are for those 18 years and older, and I'm also the official YouTube ambassador, so they've given me the ability to get you 25% off your entire order during checkout. Yeah, there's a link down below. Use the promo code BTWF25. Now let's get back to Sheck Wes. In Africa, that's where he met his brother for the first time, who took his passport. And Sheck, he had some big adjustments to make to his life. He no longer had music, he no longer had basketball courts, he no longer had fashion. Okay, that's not fair. There's some pics out there of him in Africa, and the fashion's pretty dope. Needless to say, Sheck, he wasn't a happy man.
I was 17, I had a grill in my mouth, I had a chain, I had mad hair, you feel me, and then the next day I had none of that.
Adjusting to a new atmosphere was hard at first. He admitted that he got used to it, and over time, he ended up getting a lot out of the experience. He mentioned that one particular benefit was that it helped him get in touch with his Islamic faith. As it turns out, Sheck didn't have to stay a couple years. His father, who wasn't happy with this arrangement, he put word in to one of the religious leaders who assured him that he would not be holding his son for that long. So Sheck, eventually, he returned to good old US of A. And in an interview, the rapper joked, "You are not African if your parents never threatened you with being sent to Africa, or if you've never heard a story like this." Now, a more experienced and enlightened individual, Sheck returned to the music scene. Little did he know that he was about to hit it big. His music being uploaded to SoundCloud and YouTube were starting to pick up attention from several labels. Now, following through on a request made from his childhood friend, Mo Bamba, Sheck Wes got to work making an anthem using his buddy's name. And it didn't take long for this track to become a viral sensation.
Well, I heard it and I loved it since day one. And not a lot of people were liking it at first, but I would always play it in the weight room. I would always play it in the gym. And then as time went on, people started really realizing yo, this is a banger.
Releasing the track Mo Bamba in 2017, Sheck nearly became an overnight success story with several high-profile hip-hop figures instantly knowing who he was. Two such figures include Mr. Travis Scott and the one and only Kanye West. It was around this time that Sheck met Travis Scott, who admired the young man's music, and he went out to Harlem to personally meet him. He wanted to know more about Mo Bamba as well, but the song, probably both. Now the two, they instantly hit it off, and not long after, Travis was in talks to have him signed to his label Cactus Jack. Now Kanye West, he flew Sheck out to Hollywood, and upon being told that he and Travis were buddies, Well, Sheck said that Ye phoned up Travis and said that the two, well, they should sign together. Now, Sheck's debut mixtape entitled Mudboy, it dropped just this past week, and he's also joining Travis Scott on the upcoming Astro World Tour. So yeah, kids made it.
Hoes calling my phone. Hoes calling my phone.
As for the rest of the story, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Of course, this is before they're famous. My name is Michael McCredden, and we make all sorts of celebrity bios here for you on this channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. You requested with tons and tons and tons of requests. So there you go. Thanks to Candy Pens, our sponsor. We couldn't make all these videos without their help. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Boom! Oh yeah, let us know. Mo Bamba next? Sound off down below. Let me know by hitting that like button. Also subscribe. Hit that ring bell. Okay.